Welcome back to the Reality Guys. I'm your host, Billy Blinks, joined as always by my co-host, Brian.
What's going on, everybody?
We're back to talk one of our favorites here on the Reality Guys. That is Love is Blind. This is specifically Love is Blind season 4, the first week of release. The first batch of episodes released on Friday, March 24th. We're recording this on Saturday, March 25th. Brian and I just binge watched episodes 1 through 5. We're going to review all the action here. Make sure you're subscribed to the channel. Make sure you're subscribed to our TikTok and our Instagram as well for updates on all of our episodes and some of our side content we have that is social media specific. Bri, overall, I like this season. It has a great mix of really solid couples, or at least one really solid couple, and kind of multiple triangles, which I think honestly come from some bad decisions that were made in the pods. I like that people are making their bad decisions and their thoughts on it known a lot earlier than I think we've seen in past seasons. Because honestly, when it gets to the families, they're going to say the same thing. So, what are your thoughts?
I loved it, man. I enjoyed the hell out of these episodes. This is one of my favorite shows that we cover. We have so much fun. It's so polarizing. Like you said, I think the triangles this season make it really interesting because I don't know what's gonna happen. Like I've never been this unsure about the three main couples in the triangle. Like where they're gonna go. We're gonna lose friendships here.
Oh no, there's a lot of conversations that happen. I think specifically like Zach and Paul talking about their struggles, but like Paul not saying to Zach that he's into his fiance, like things
Mhm.
like that happening. Obviously, we talk about like the Micah stuff, whether you want to talk about the Micah and Kwame conversations that come, or like the Micah and Chelsea dynamic about like what's appropriate and kind of Chelsea making that known. I think our best approach here, Brian, is like let's kind of just go like couple by couple and
I agree.
then just naturally they kind of intertwine. So I do want to start with really how they ended, and that's kind of with Zach, Arena, and then the tease with Bliss. But specifically right now with the Arena and Zach stuff, I don't want to say Zach's getting the cold treatment, Brian, but like this dude, from what I've seen, and maybe like a reunion or like an other special will illuminate some things, but all the women are calling him weird and that like they wouldn't want him around and he would be a bad lawyer and all. Am I missing something?
No, because I'm with you, man. Every time somebody says it, everybody says it. Like when Chelsea finally says it, I'm like, okay, maybe this guy is weird and we're just not seeing it. The edit is just
Yeah.
they're not showing these things because maybe he had conversation. Like there's so much conversations we see in the pods that we don't see. We probably don't see like
Yeah.
95% of them. So
No, of
we don't
course.
know what's going on with that.
I just, the fact of the matter is, and we've seen this, it's got to be very frustrating. Like Zach said, a big reason he picked Arena over Bliss was that Arena came on very strong with, she was lovey dovey, basically. He said she was very affectionate. I think what he basically meant was like he felt there was going to be more of like a sexual connection there, right? I think that's kind
Yeah.
of what he's alluding to. They also had shared childhood types of hardships. Let's say Arena, came in from Russia. She said her family didn't have a lot of money. Zach, his mom was a stripper and single mom and had to deal with a lot of things, and she passed away unfortunately, and there's a lot of trauma there. So it made sense to me, right? In my head I'm like, it does make sense. I think they would vibe well. She does the very uncomfortable thing, like the giggling when he goes to try to give her a hug or tell her that she's beautiful. She makes jokes, and there's times where he literally puts her hand on his shoulder and she literally gets up and like runs away, makes an excuse. And if I were him, I would feel the same way too. And I'm glad that he just spoke up when he did, right? Like it's just like, let's just not drag this
Mhm.
crap out.
Yeah, she just doesn't find him physically attractive, and I'm honestly surprised that she's the only one that thinks that. Like that's I think that should happen more.
Yeah, no, I mean, but him specifically, I think he's a pretty good looking dude, right? There's nothing really
Yeah.
wrong with that guy, right? What's
Yeah, I
wrong
mean
with him?
he's fine to me, but I don't know what women are gonna judge him on. Like maybe those conversations, like the other one. I don't know. Like Micah's in her ear. Maybe I just don't know. Like what? Maybe that's just not her type at all.
Well, but what we do know is that she has literally said to Paul, and we can transition to Paul and Micah, that Paul is her type. She's attracted to Paul.
Mhm.
I think she's going to pursue Paul pretty actively. And I think we're going to set up with this. We could end up being one of the great rivalries, like best friends turn rivals. Micah and Arena, they were like the mean girls in the pods. They were snickering at girls crying and getting upset when there was breakups and hard conversations. And It looks like it shows in the preview. Arena straight says to Micah's face that like I have feelings for Paul, and like they're there, and Micah rolls her eyes, but I don't think she really has a foot to stand on because she's obviously regretting not picking Kwame.
Right. Right. Exactly. So like
They
you
just
would,
need to agree that they both picked wrong and help each other out here.
yeah, that would be so funny if she's like, okay, you can hook up with my fiance, but or my
But if
husband.
I can get Kwame first.
Right. Like it's a 3-team trade.
Yeah, like future considerations, but I think that unfortunately, like I think the kind of friendly okay, this is gonna be the take that is like kind of my damn take on most of this show, right? I was about to say I feel bad for Chelsea, right? I feel bad for Chelsea. She was a second choice, and now right out of the gates, she's seeing flirting. But I don't feel bad for Chelsea because on the show, cardinal rule number one is if you're a known second choice, you have to say no. Just don't even get out of the pods. You know you're set up for failure because that other person's going to be around. And if you're sensitive at all, you're done. Like, and she's done, dude. She's not going to be able to be cool with it. I don't think they'll make it. I don't think that Kwame
No,
and her make it at all.
nah. Based off of the way Kwame was moving in Mexico, just there's no shot. There's no. They're so flirty, man. They're just laughing and giggling. Like I couldn't even like if
Right in public.
we're both married. Yeah, we're both married. If I was talking to another chick for 40 minutes at a party that my wife was at, I'd be dead. I'd
At
be
a pool
dead.
party with a
I'd be
girl who
absolutely
I
dead.
had been
And I'm
proposed
touching.
to.
Yeah, you're like they're touching each other. Dead. I'd be deceased.
Oh my God. It's just
He's got
like,
to know, man. He's got to learn. You can't do that stuff anymore.
so I think it's pretty fair said that like Paul and Micah are both going to kind of pursue other avenues, right? And
Mm.
I think that's going to make it interesting. So, I mean, we did talk about, I mean, Kwame and out. So, I mean, I guess we can rotate out to some of the other couples that I think maybe have a chance to be a bit safer just based upon initial like attraction to one another, right? And so we do have what Marshall and Jackie, right?
Mm-hmm.
Interesting. Jackie makes it very known that Marshall isn't her physical type, right? That he's usually like larger dudes, tatted, like she had said. But
Yep.
a lot of her fear, it seems like, in the possibility of this not working, is like she's very worried about like her home life. She has mentioned like taking care of a lot of people, and it does seem like maybe she's not worried about. She is kind of worried about her support system back home. Like, what's your vibe on the two of them?
I don't think they're gonna make it.
I don't think so either.
And it's
But
not because they don't like each other. I just think, I mean, if you're breaking down and crying this early in a honeymoon after like a great day, it doesn't give me good a forecast of that it's gonna work for them.
it does seem like Josh shows up as well from the
Yeah,
pods, right? To try to interject himself. It's not going to make
they're
it
really
easy.
doing that to see that the previews were pretty damning for some of these, even the couples that I think are pretty solid.
Yeah, I mean, they don't like really like showing happiness, honestly. And I
Yeah,
really don't blame them. Um, I guess I think right now, I think we would both agree that Brett and
Tiffany.
Tiffany would be the safest bet right now for a couple. I love them. I think they're cool.
Yeah, I mean, besides the sleeping, I mean,
Oh, whatever.
that was really funny.
It was
I was
funny.
like, that was the end of the first episode. I was like, if this is how the season's gonna go, this is gonna be awesome.
And what's funny is if I mentioned our TikTok earlier, I made a reaction to Tiffany falling asleep while Brett was like professing his love, which is very funny. But I did at the moment was like, what just happened? Are they going to break
Yeah,
up over this? This would be so nuts. And it didn't end up happening like that. But if they did, that would have been all time classic as well.
I just wish that no one woke her up and like Brett came back in the next day and she's still there.
I
Brett, are
just
you
like
still
that they
here?
woke her up and she was drunk still, and they were just like, "Hey!" And they started like singing and dancing. I was like,
Right.
"I love this.
Yeah.
This is so." 5 episodes is a lot, but I do actually think it makes sense to see where episode 5 leaves everybody. I think it was necessary to get all this groundwork down so that 3 episodes next week hopefully just keep propelling things forward. I hope that we're not upset with the amount of content we get next week, but the full hour episodes do help as well with that.
Yeah, I mean, a lot happened these 5 episodes, so I would say like they were definitely worth being an hour and also 5 episodes. But yeah, I'm interested to see like when the second batch is really the make or break, like where you can really like have a concrete opinion on where these people are going.
Yeah, I think they've set up a lot of conflict, which is good. And I think I'm more confident going in than I was last season to the second week. So We'll be here for that, Bri. Anything else? But I think we've got it kind of covered. I said I mentioned social media. Check that out, guys. We're going to be giving reactions to things like this. We react to Below Deck News, Vanderpump Rules. Brian's doing 60-second reviews of Love Island. That'll be up this week. But anything else, like we'll probably have 60-second reviews starting with other shows as well. So make sure you check those out. Just something fun for TikTok. Like I said, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, TikTok. Am I missing anything? No, that's pretty good. And make sure, most importantly, you're liking, subscribing, hitting the notification bell here on YouTube. As we grow, you can grow with us. Look out for merch and check out our link in the description for our Give Kids the World Village and Hearts of Reality charity efforts that we are supporting as a channel. But for myself and Brian, until next episode, thank you. Peace.